Guys, we need to talk about a NoFap mistake that I know most of you do. And I personally was no exception to this. In fact, this was probably one of the biggest factors that kept me in the grips of the relapsing monster for years.
Scandinavian Bob here, hi. Yeah, a real voice and person behind this video, who has been involved in the porn addiction community for 13 years now and helped hundreds of guys quit for good. So if you don't like all these fake AI videos out there, consider subscribing.
Yes, I'm talking about that extremely destructive mindset you fall into when you have a setback. You know that situation when you peaked at some borderline content for a while and you just slowly started drifting more and more towards real adult content, all while you have that weak voice in the back of your head telling you, it's okay, I can still turn around, just a little bit more. But then a few minutes later you realize that now you have actually stepped over the line and watched some real porn for about 7 minutes here. And then you realize that you can no longer brush it off as just peaking and that you have just relapsed. And then what do you do? Well, most of you probably go, oh man, now I blew it. Oh boy, well, since I'm already here, I might as well keep enjoying myself some more. And so you keep your relapse session going for an hour or two, maybe even longer. How many of you recognize yourself in that? Please let me know in the comment section below. Or how about this scenario? If you happen to relapse, say on Friday, then on Saturday when you start drifting on some borderline content again, you start telling yourself, since I relapsed yesterday and blew my streak, I might as well start fresh on Monday. And so you just give in and give yourself permission to relapse. Please, please guys, you have to stop thinking like this. Because here's the deal. Every single time you are thinking, well, I might as well. Well, then you just keep strengthening that I might as well part of you. And what most people fail to recognize then is that you take that part of you with you into the future. Which means that the next time you're in a similar situation, you will probably give in then as well. I'm telling you guys, when I started to really work on putting an end to that mindset, I started seeing vast improvements in my rebooting. Even if you find yourself in the middle of a full-blown relapse, instead of strengthening the I might as well part of you, you can actually start practicing your this ends here muscle and just blow your load and end it right there instead of dragging it out for another hour or two. I know that sounds funny, but that's how you actually start changing it. And then the following day, keep practicing your this ends here muscle by saying to yourself that there is no way in hell I'm going to let yesterday's relapse spill over to today. This ends here. Again, this is such an underrated topic on YouTube and it should be talked about more because this is actually how you train yourself from getting stuck in those endless relapsing cycles that can last for days, weeks or even months. And when you notice how you actually manage to cut a relapse short, even if you did relapse, you actually feel like you have at least a bit of control and that can then help you stay strong the following day. And hey guys, even if you happen to surf on some borderline content, let's say 8 days from then, and maybe you even cross the line for about 1 minute or so. Now you already have more control over yourself and maybe this time you manage to stop it right then and there before you actually can call it a relapse. And man, let me tell you, you will feel so good about yourself the following day when you notice how you managed to stop something that always used to lead to a 3-hour relapse in the past. But it all starts with you putting an end to that I might as well mindset by starting to practice your it ends here muscle. Remember guys, building your identity works kind of like a voting system. And like James Clear says, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. So the next time you find yourself drifting a bit, or even if you already relapsed, be careful what kind of vote you cast at that moment, because your future identity depends on it. Do you want to be a person who is always just giving in? Or do you want to be a person who says, nah man, this ends here. In fact, it has already ended. I'm done with it.
Now, if you still feel you can't do this and you need someone to hold your hand and walk you through your reboot, then hey, I do understand. This is why I created the 4-step pawn crushing system. It's not just a bunch of theory or motivational talk. No, it's a step-by-step framework for you to follow so that you can break this cycle, build trust in yourself, and finally get back in control. Inside, I'll show you how to build those wins consistently, even if you're at rock bottom right now. Rewire how you see yourself so you can stop living like someone who always gives in. Create the action-based and emotion-based strategies I talked about, so you're not just relying on willpower alone. Yes, this is an easy-to-follow, step-by-step system. And if you're ready to break free and actually see some real progress, I highly recommend you go check it out by using the link under this video. And oh hey guys, take a look at the video you can see on the screen right here if you want to know why the flatline happens and what you can do about it. Just click on it right now and you'll see exactly what I mean.